And I want to give a special shout out to all my patrons who have supported me. Thank you so much for everything. Hi everyone, Petrik here. Today's video will be another book review, and this is kind of like a why you should read this book because this is such a great book. I think Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree is the wholesome and cozy fantasy that you didn't know you need. For those of you who don't know, Travis Baldree has been well known for his work as the audiobook narrator for Will White's Cradle series and many other series really. Legends and Lattes is his debut novel, and I think he really should be well known for his work on this too. I wouldn't have known about Legends and Lattes if it weren't for Twitter. Most of you probably know about this already, but the majority of the books that I love are emotional, intense, and dark, or maybe serious in tone. But I do love slice of life as a genre as well. When I saw the cover art to Legends and Lattes, illustrated by Carson Lowe Miller, I knew immediately that I should pick up this book whenever I need a cozy and fast and wholesome read. The cover art and the premise indicates that this is a high fantasy novel with low stakes, and well, I knew I couldn't go wrong with my expectations going into this book. Despite loving slice of life in other storytelling mediums such as manga, anime, or TV show and movies, I seem to struggle with finding a terrific slice of life fantasy novel, but I got what I wanted here. Legends and Lattes is the slice of life fantasy novel that I crave and received, and I've read. The story in Legends and Lattes is centered on Viv. Worn out of the decades of packing steel and raising hell, Viv, the orc barbarian, cashes out of the warrior's life with one final score. A forgotten legend, a fabled artifact, and an unreasonable amount of hope led her to the streets of Tune, where she plans to open the first coffee shop the city has ever seen. However, her dreams of a fresh start making coffees instead of swinging swords are hardly a sure bet. Old frenemies and Tune's shady underbelly may just upset her plans. To finally build something that will last, Viv will need some new partners and a different kind of resolve. At a glance, it is easy to advertise Legends and Lattes as a fantasy novel about building a coffee shop, and essentially it is. But beyond the surface, there were a lot of resonating themes that made Legends and Lattes so precious. Through this premise and narrative, Baldree highlighted the importance of friendship, found family, community, love, and how good food and beverages never fail. And at its core, I think Legends and Lattes is a story about starting something new. It's never too late to start something new. Will it be difficult? Yes, it will be difficult. It won't be easy. But it is not impossible. Growing out of your comfort zone is never an easy thing, but something good just might come out of it. I mean, booktube was something that I was too afraid of to try for so many years. For several years, I contemplated about doing this, and I won't lie, I still struggle with it sometimes. But after doing this for more than a year now, I can safely say that this venture has been so worth it. Legends and Lattes also doesn't feature a multiple POV characters. The entire story in this book is told through the perspective of Viv. There isn't a lot of characters here, but Baldree focused on quality rather than quantity. Viv may start the coffee shop business alone, but soon she will befriend a lot of precious people in her life. New precious people. The new acquaintance and friends will become irreplaceable to her. It's never too late to start something new, but starting a new coffee shop business on your own may be a challenge too difficult to execute. It's kind of crazy to start a coffee shop business without anyone's help. Cal, Tanjri, and Timble taught Viv, and well, the readers, that it is okay to actually believe in the kindness of strangers. As improbable as it sounds sometimes, especially for us who have tasted the bitter taste of adulthood, not every stranger is out to get us. And Legends and Lattes is the kind of fantasy novel that reminds us that there is goodness and kindness in this world. And I love reading the character development of Viv, Cal, Tanjri, and Timble. I mean, Timble need to be protected at all costs. It's not only the characters too. Even seeing their friendship and hard work bringing results in the form of a new menu always genuinely made me smile. And oh my god, the description on the food and the drink in this book is irresistible. I don't think I can actually recommend this book to you if you're on a diet right now. When I was reading this book, I wanted to taste the coffee, the latte, the cinnamon roll, midnight crescents, and more. If you're currently in the mood for an epic fantasy novel with warfare, battle scenes, and expansive world building, then, well, Legends and Lattes may not be the novel for you right now, but I still would encourage you to pick up this book sometimes. I will actually recommend this book to every fantasy reader. I am, after all, a fan of epic fantasy, grimdark fantasy, but I still end up loving this thoroughly. Slice of life does not mean that the story lacks tension and conflict. It's just that in Slice of Life, the conflicts that the characters encountered are often different than the conflicts that we see in epic fantasy. I mean, if you know life, you know just how stressful life can be sometimes. And another good thing about Legends and Lattes is that the narrative never takes a pause. Baldree made sure that there is always progression within each chapter, whether it's in the form of character development or the business making. Additionally, the 31 chapters in this novel are filled with their own unique chapter icon. All of this with the combination of Baldree's accessible prose transform Legends and Lattes into a cozy and page-turning reading experience. So yeah, overall, I think Legends and Lattes is a serendipitous novel for me. I didn't search for this book, its existence came out of nowhere and it instantly became one of my favorite books of the year. I have a strong feeling that this book will be incredibly famous in the future. Maybe sooner than later. I absolutely enjoyed it. A great book and delicious food are some things in this world that never fail to make me happy and feel alive. I can't live without them. If you feel the same way, how about trying this relaxing book? Legends and Lattes is a truly feel-good fantasy novel at its finest. I eagerly wait for the next book by Travis Baldree, and because I wanted more out of this world, I had to ask the author. I've asked the author about his plan for this world, and apparently, Baldree has a plan to make this a series of standalone novels or series just like This World by Terry Pratchett. That is a wonderful news to me, and I think this is the best direction for the series. I couldn't be more pleased with it, and I urge you to pick up this book as soon as possible. Have a refreshing taste of Legends and Lattes. So yeah, that's it. That's my review for Legends and Lattes. Let me know whether you have read this book or not. This is a self-published fantasy novel, and I have no doubt, as I said, that this will become super popular very soon. So yeah, that's it for me today. Let me know whether this book interests you or not. And as always, thank you so much for watching and thank you for your support. Bye bye.